So, there's this U.S. News report and rankings, and I just, when I read rankings, I got to go back. It's like when my sons were saying, Dad, you're getting 4.5s, and I'm like, how do you get a 4.5? Everything is, SAT driven. We can go into a lot about the cultural differences. You have, or U.S. News and World Report came out that you are the overachieving performer. Explain what that means.
Well, people think that you live and die by U.S. News and World Report. And I think that it's a reality. Every student who's a junior in high school, their parents pick it up and they say, where you're applying to those schools, where are they ranked? It's a reality. Everybody's looking at those rankings. But I want us to look deeper than those rankings, because now the U.S. News and World Report comes out with, in the middle of the year, which schools overperform their prediction of how many students would be entering, how many students would be graduating, how many students are getting jobs, etc., etc. So this year, the U.S. News and World Report put out their overperforming schools, their schools that performed at expectation, and schools that did not meet those expectations. And in our category, comprehensive institutions, comprehensive doctoral institutions, we ranked second in the country for overperforming, meaning we exceeded what they predicted would be the graduation rate and the career rate.
When you compare two of the most largest universities that we are featuring in this issue, USC and UCLA.
Excellent universities.
I'm not saying that, but very different. You're very different. I know.
We are very different.
No, I understand that, and I think it's important when we talk about community and roots. Two facts that you presented. Your Latino and African American percentage of student population is much higher than both UCLA and USC. Are you aware of that?
I am. With a higher graduation rate.
With a higher graduation rate.
4-year.
Your Asian percentage is relative to about the population of Southern California.
So is our Latino.
And so is your Latino, which is very high. Compare it to the state, which has now gone into what I'm going to call the rote learning. What's your numbers? How do you ensure that level of diversity? I mean, you've got to be doing things on the recruitment, on the enrollment. You're engaging yourself somehow to bring those students into the university. What are you doing?
So I think your questions are excellent. I wish every school was asking the same questions you're asking, because you're not, it's my belief, you're not an institution that is separate from your community. You are a part of the community. We had so many graduates who were teaching in the local high schools that when students were asked, tell me a school where I can be nurtured, where I can graduate in 4 years, where I know that the faculty care about me as an individual, they were told the University of Laverne.
So, to our viewers and readers, when I first came out here to the University of Laverne, I had done my research, and our plan was to do a 2-page feature on what I thought were some very innovative approaches to education. I think after you saw my interview today, this is a university as a personal philosophy that matches everything I put my last 40 years of career into doing. I think that at the end of the day, who we each are, we have to reflect the values of who we are. And I have to tell you that I truly believe this is the type of institution we need more of. So I'm proud to say that the Dreams magazine and my staff and I are going to be working with your staff on expanding our coverage of the University of Laverne.